Honorable members of the board, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased to participate in this summit and grateful for the multi-sectorial discussion which we could experience during these 2 days. Listen carefully to the contributions from politicians, scientists and journalists. I'm thrilled to see such a determination to support European research and innovation activity. On behalf of European Parliament, I have to say that we share your enthusiasm for building the European knowledge-based economy. As Jerzy Buzek, our former president, clearly emphasized during the previous Innovation Summit, European knowledge-based economy is not a phrase for us. It's our common goal, which we need to pursue in case we want to increase European competitiveness. By the way, allow me a word on European competitiveness. Despite our sincere effort, it is still not Europe, but the United States that is ranking #1 when measuring the world competitiveness with a world-class university education system, enormous and diverse innovation economy, and powerful smart infrastructure. I would like to recall a speech of President Obama in which he highlights the importance of innovation that, in America, innovation doesn't just change our lives. It's how we make a living. Also in the EU, we are constantly declaring similar priorities as mentioned in the Lisbon and Europe 2020 strategy. The expenditure on research and development doesn't support this intention. Whereas in America, the intended 3% of GDP have almost been reached in the last years, and especially investment of private enterprises shall be emphasized, the EU has still a long way to go. Moreover, I personally believe that the fact that the US continues to be the world's biggest economic engine and top destination for foreign direct investment stems not only from the size of innovativeness of their market, but also from their research and development grant policy. Yes, it's true that in Europe we often lack coordination of our critical research mass that is dispersed among member states, and that we face a problem to get our excellent research results into the marketplace. But in my humble opinion, it is a bureaucracy that often kills European research. Simply speaking, whereas in the US you are awarded a grant based on our achievements, in Europe you are often assessed based on the long forms you have to fill in. As one journalist recently wrote in our main newspaper, you can be awarded European funds to invent a special heating system for Sahara Desert if you fill in the forms in the right way. But let me come back to the main topic of the summit, the role of media in a responsible research and innovation. I have to say that this summit presents a tremendous opportunity to assign the area with the importance that it truly deserves. In my view, the media represent an important link between science, market and society. They possess the unique power to awake public interest in science and to increase social recognition of the scientific career. Moreover, media play a crucial role in the mutual awareness of grant programs and public financing of science. In other words, what is the point of a grant program of whose existence scientists are insufficiently informed? Let me present to you one example from my home region of Central and Eastern Europe. In 2012, the European Research Council awarded 302 senior research leaders in 24 different countries across Europe with the prestigious advance grants. Among the winners of the competition, only one Czech, 2 Hungarians and no Pole or Slovak can be found. Irrespective of the honor to award it, I'm fully confident that the overall number of winners coming especially from Central and Eastern Europe countries would have been much higher if more local scientists knew about the program and had applied. The communication between policymakers and scientists should be as simple as possible, but also broadly accessible. Innovation can no longer be a preserve of a small group of individuals and enterprises. In this respect, I would like to emphasize the hard work of the European Parliament when legislating the Horizon 2020. In comparison with some previous framework program, substantial simplification of funding rules, as well as synergies between the Horizon 2020 and structural funds have been achieved. I have previously mentioned that the system of public investment necessitates transparency and information on scientific outcomes should be broadly accessible, based on the announcement by the European Commission of its intention to make all research findings founded by Horizon 2020 open access. I'm very pleased that some of my wishes have at least partially been met. However, since non-governmental initiatives like the Science Media Center providing information on up-to-date outcomes of both public and private research projects already exist, there is no need to restrict the open access only to the findings founded by Horizon 2020. In my opinion, an overall information center providing information on public and on a voluntary basis also on private research would contribute to the application of innovations in practice and would be welcomed by the public as well as interested enterprises. Ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude my speech with the many times mentioned reference to the forthcoming multi-annual financial framework. Despite being a conservative politician who doesn't approve excessive spending, and especially spending which doesn't generate economic growth, I would like to make absolutely clear that investment in research and innovation doesn't fall in any of these categories. I personally believe that Europe's future economic growth and jobs will increasingly need to originate from innovation activity. This is why innovation has been placed at the heart of the Europe 2020 strategy. When looking at the presented deal from the European Summit, we do not have to deceive each other by saying the research and development is the winner. Hence, I would like to use this opportunity to appeal at least to the member states that in the strategy they pledge to increase public spending on research and development up to 3% of GDP. Breaking this commitment not only ruins one of the main 2020 goals, but more importantly, hampers economic recovery and our future growth. Last but not least, I would like to use the opportunity to address one appeal to the media as well. As indicated earlier, European research lacks especially private capital when compared to the United States. Since media significantly influence behavior of enterprises, I find it necessary that they will help EU legislators to promote private investment in research and development. Thank you very much for your attention.